With stupid people, not stupid, like not as clever as me people, I could get frustrated if they can't work it out. And of course, I know the answer straight away.
Chlorine, argon, potassium, calcium, scandium, titanium, vanadium.
These are some of the brightest children in the UK.
I've always been interested in how to harness nuclear energy.
He could talk in sentences when he was 8 months old.
Most with IQs in the top 0.1% of the population.
Distinction, distinction, distinction.
I like old books. I tend to sniff them as I read, like this.
G takes 13.
But behind a child genius, there's often a determined parent.
And where do you think Oscar gets his maths ability from?
Me.
Keen to nurture their gift.
10,000 hours spent, 10,000 hours put in.
What is the capital of China?
Can I find a formula and make every child like him?
Even when faced with their challenges.
He's a bit of a genius.
But he's in the top 5% of irritating children.
These gifted children are taking part in a prestigious competition devised in association with Britain's High IQ Society, Mensa.
This competition is fostering intelligence. We're looking for our very brightest youngsters.
Over the next 3 weeks, we'll continue to follow them through a series of increasingly grueling rounds.
What is the name of the lowest region of the atmosphere bounded by the Earth beneath and the stratosphere above?
Troposphere.
Correct.
Where they'll tackle questions most adults would struggle to answer.
Bharatanatyam is a classical dance mostly performed by women originating in which country?
India.
Correct.
As they battle it out to be crowned Child Genius of the Year.
I like to meet them, get to know them, and I like to beat them.
When did the universe begin?
Pick me, I know.
Having survived the advanced maths round, the remaining 16 children will compete in the second stage of the Child Genius of the Year competition in a fortnight's time.
Yes!
Okay.
In this round of competitions now, it's always who making more mistakes will be more likely being eliminated.
Overseen by Mensa's gifted child consultant, this stage will test memory and general knowledge.
People who are very bright have a better working memory capacity. They're able to take in more information, process it more quickly, but also recall it more quickly as well.
He doesn't mind if he doesn't win.
Nairobi.
Yes, I do.
The children will be quizzed on their knowledge of a diverse range of subjects, from culture and history to space and science.
Magna Carta, the Gunpowder Plot.
So when did the Great Fire of London take place?
2nd of September 1666.
Which planet is the hottest, Rosa?
Mars.
He likes the kudos of finishing first. I'm not just good, I'm fast.
The vampire leaves his tomb. His eyes are pools of fire, his skin's icy white, and blood his one desire, this woe-begotten night.
With an unquenchable thirst for knowledge, Leo Buckley is a strong contender for this round.
My full name's Leonard Ravi Shankar Lawrence Buckley, and I'm 11 years old.
Only child Leo is a voracious reader who has consumed over 8,000 books, and at the age of just 7, was assessed to have the vocabulary of an 18-year-old.
Leo started to read fairly young, and he quite quickly started to read books that were older than you would expect him to be reading.
I'm a very, very avid reader. I like history a lot.
Ripping through a book cover to cover, almost the challenge if I want to absorb all these ideas in one go.
Here's one of them.
It's almost like eating them up, you know, it's part of how he nourishes himself. It's a kind of hunger.
Here's another one.
Leo's IQ has been measured to be in the top 0.01% of the population.
This is Vishnu, I believe, and this is Shiva and Parvati.
Leo's parents, who are recently separated, spent many years scouring the globe to find the best school for their extraordinary son.
Beware the Jabberwock, my son, the jaws that bite, the claws that catch. Beware the Jub-Jub bird.
Mum Penny, a researcher in early years development, even moved Leo all the way to Italy so he could attend one of the top preschools in the world, famous for encouraging creative personalities.
Leo had quite a few of his early years in Italy in a place called Reggio Emilia, where I went because I like the way they work with children's ideas.
Come to my arms, my beamish boy, Kalukale! A frabjous day! Chortled in his joy.
When his parents secured a place for him at a top school back in the UK, Leo's need for constant stimulation meant he struggled to fit in. And he has attended a total of 3 different schools in the past 5 years.
Leo has been called disruptive by some teachers, and you think, oh, my child is exceptional in a bad way, but I think that he has been quite bored with a lot of teachers.
University lecturer Dad Martin is always looking for ways to harness his energies and keep him on track.
What's this up here?
Ooh, that's the first hot air balloon. I believe it was powered on burnt shoes.
Burnt shoes?
Burning shoes.
It was, exactly.
Leo has also been entered into the Child Genius of the Year competition.
I believe everyone should be encouraged to do everything to the best of their ability. Competition can help that process, I think. I introduced Leo to sort of board games when he was 3, and he began to be able to beat me by the time he was sort of 6 or 7, which is quite humiliating. So if he decides that he wants to win at something, he will go for it like mad.
In this next stage of the competition, the children will not just be tested on general knowledge, they'll also have to remember the order of a randomly shuffled set of playing cards.
My technique is that I name each card with a different character from my books.
If he has to win in this round, he may have to get like 42 cards right.
King of Diamonds. Jack of Diamonds.
In Epsom, Surrey, the parents of 9-year-old Oscar are hoping that his extraordinary mathematical brain can adapt to this new challenge.
X equals minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a.
Fantastic.
His parents identified Oscar as a prodigy at a very early age.
Even when he was probably 3 or 4, he was understanding things like 10 to the power of 6 was a million. That sort of thing. He was very young when he could read out the numbers like that.
When he was just 6, Oscar developed his own 2 maths theorems, and he's even got the T-shirt to prove it.
This is a circle inside a square and pi.
A year later, age 7, Oscar's incredible maths ability became headline news.
Exam adds up to an A star for Oscar, 7. I was the youngest in the world to get an A star in maths GCSE. What happens when x comes to minus infinity?
And his parents, Natasha and Matthew, have been behind him every step of the way.
We used to walk along into school, and when we did our steps, we'd walk a step if it was a normal number and do a jump if it was a prime number. Do you remember that? Yeah, no, we did all of that. And you loved that game. And of course then they get more spaced out, so you do more, you can get a bit faster, because it takes quite a long time to get to school when you know, obviously when you do it that way.
Mum Natasha has no doubt about where Oscar's maths genius originates.
And where do you think Oscar gets his maths ability from?
Me.
But she's not the only one with maths genes. Dad Matthew has a degree and a PhD in maths. And the rest of Oscar's family aren't short of brains either.
There's my dad.
Which university did he go to?
Oxford. Cambridge. Here's my uncle. He went to Cambridge University. This is Grandma. She used to be a maths teacher. Nan and Pop, they're doctors. My mum went to Oxford, Cambridge.
E and F would take a total duration of 12, and G would take a total duration of 13.
At only 9, Oscar is now studying maths at A-level standard. And he's even leaving his mathematician mum behind.
He was teaching me this kind of decision maths and critical path analysis. I'm not surprised he can sort of read it and teach me, but I was surprised because I couldn't do it. I still like to think that I can understand anything better than him and do it faster than him, but it's just not the case anymore.
A, C, G, that is the critical path.
Now I see it.
Now you see it, now you don't.
Oscar's parents were not surprised to see him sail through the maths round of the Child Genius competition. But general knowledge is an unknown quantity.
Oscar's just amazing when he gets excited, and it feels like he can learn anything or do anything. And if he's not so interested in it, then he'll just do something else, and then he might not do so well. So we'll just have to see.
So it's not that one, we're not going in there today.
No, let's go up to
Another child genius following his own interest is 10-year-old engineering enthusiast Hugo. He's dragged Mum Michelle to the library and immediately makes a beeline for his favourite subjects, aeronautics and locomotion.
Why don't you put those away? And that one, my slave. Slave, put this one away too.
With an IQ in the top 0.4% of the population, Hugo functions on a level way beyond his years.
Did you look about hydraulics in the West? That looks interesting.
It's hydraulics, not hydraulics. Come on, Mum. I thought you were clever.
He thinks everyone is interested in what he's doing. And if they're not, then there's something wrong with them. His superiority complex gets him through. So I think he's always thought that he should be allowed to do what he wants to do.
At only 10, rebel Hugo is already used to leading, not following.
Come on, Mummy, this way. I like having authority, but I don't like having to do other people's stuff for them. I am getting better, but it's not totally rectified.
What do you mean it's not totally rectified?
It's not totally made better. I thought you studied English at school.
Hugo is obsessed with engineering and has plans to have an international transport empire, comprising of an entire train network and several classifications of jet plane.
This is going to be about 650 miles per hour, with the speed of sound being like 753.56.
It is difficult to stretch a child that's always on the go.
This is my longest PowerPoint with 108 slides, and I've been working on this one for quite a long time.
But parents Mark and Michelle are struggling to get Hugo to focus on anything he's less interested in, including the next stage of the Child Genius of the Year competition.
He's got the intellect to do it,
yeah.
But I think he's got the personality to go, well, who are you to tell me what to do?
Even a ban on using the laptop for anything other than prep for the memory and general knowledge round is not going to plan.
It'd be good to get some more reading on your facts.
Nope, it's boring.
As usual, it's Hugo who's in charge.
Come on, just log out now, please.
No, Mummy.
It was a ban on using his computer so we can actually get stuck into the learning the facts.
And how many days is this into the...
This is the first day.
It's actually the second day.
Actually, Hugo's right, it's the second day. He's right as normal.
$776 BC.
Well done.
Across the country, it's half term. But for these children, the work doesn't stop.
The way I do it, Longy, I just remembered.
$269, 814, 147.
11-year-old Rosa Maria has one of the fastest mathematical brains in the country.
2,527.
Well done. 151, 300.
She's an expert at a high-speed method of mental maths, known as air abacus.
1,817.
Well done.
You know what I wouldn't mind trying out? It's a test on a calculator versus Rosa Maria.
Yeah?
Good luck, everybody.
Oh, thank you.
172 plus 394 plus 57 plus 186.
809.
809, yeah.
Studious Rosa Maria has worked for 3 years to hone her air abacus technique. Now she's putting in the hours to perfect her general knowledge with the help of Mum Paulette.
Rosa, who was the first man to walk on the moon?
Neil Armstrong.
Which planet is sometimes called the Red Planet?
Mars.
Rosa Maria's parents, Charbel and Paulette, left war-torn Lebanon for Britain nearly 20 years ago. For Paulette, an embassy secretary, instilling a strong work ethic is all part of being a good parent.
Every mom should be like me. As a mom, you know, my role is to teach them to have higher education, to be successful, to be effective. It's our role to do it. As a parent, when you raise up your kids, you should raise them proper way.
Paulette has a strict regime to help Rosa Maria reach her potential.
To be honest with you, we have a routine at home. Since she was a child, we are not saying you are not allowed to watch TV, but during week, it's not allowed. It's for their best, believe me.
With a TV ban, Rosa Maria does up to 5 hours of homework every night. And now it's half-term, she's working all day too.
I've worked maybe from 11 maybe to 1 and then have maybe a short break, and then 1 to 3 and have maybe half an hour break. But if you have still extra work, you shouldn't play, you should always finish your work and then play.
Rosa Maria is now so obsessed with studying, Mum Paulette is worried she'll tire herself out before the competition even begins.
Every night we are trying to tell her, please go sleep early. Every night around 9:30, please, can I study more? Can I do this? She begged us to study.
I try and push myself to the limits. I don't like just trying maybe a little bit. I like to put all my effort in. When I start something, I like carrying it on.
Do you think Rosa Maria is going to be okay for the competition?
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
Do you ever doubt yourself, Rosa Maria?
Not really.
For her, it's something normal to go for this challenge.
So let's get organised. Hugo, can you find your ski trousers?
One child who definitely isn't knuckling down over half-term is rebellious engineering enthusiast Hugo. He has other plans.
We're going skiing and ski and ski and ski some more and ski to the left and ski to the right.
And how will that affect your preparation for the next competition? Going to do anything? You're not going to do anything?
I'm not going to do anything.
What about this one here? That's quite cool, isn't it?
Mum Michelle has packed an encyclopedia for the holiday. But Hugo thinks his general knowledge is so good, he doesn't need to prep.
If he opens that book at all in the next 10 days, he'll be absolutely staggered.
Let's go, it's 25 past. Get your shoes on.
Minus
shoes on. Shoes.
Hugo's parents have learned to accept that their son only studies what and when he pleases.
He's always just done exactly what he wanted to do, and I've never had control over him.
Hugo, where's your other sock, darling?
It's in your face.
He's not a fool. You know, there's no way we can pay him for the effort of learning. He just will say no.
Michelle knows Hugo's future in the competition rests in his own hands.
Mum wouldn't usually deal with it so nicely. She'd probably be, Hugo!
If he's out this week, he'll have been outswatted, not outsmarted.
Bye!
Beware the Jabberwock, my son! The jaws that bite, the claws that catch.
11-year-old Leo's IQ is right at the top of the scale.
And shun the frumious Bandersnatch.
And keeping him mentally stimulated can be a 24/7 job for Dad Martin.
Till rested he by the tum-tum tree.
And stood a while in thought.
He does get bored very easily. I mean, he pushes you to the limits of what you know. Beware the Jabberwock, my
Or
son.
should I say, beware the Leo?
He's so interested in anything you tell him, he very rarely switches off.
You shall not pass!
Mind.
But parenting a child as gifted as Leo has its challenges.
Martin, could you tell me what's life like with Leo?
Hell.
Hell. Life with Leo is hell. He's always been extremely curious.
Curiosity killed the idiot.
He's somebody who has always come up with arguments, you know, as it were, propositions. Could I possibly speak uninterrupted for, you know, a nanosecond or two? It has to be a given. Would you stop interrupting and saying stupid things about your genius? That's not intelligent.
Yes, my genius doesn't exist.
Every time Simon tries to interview us, it's peppered with you making silly comments about how clever you are and you're an evil genius. So can we stop that joke? It's exhausted now.
I've tried to stop it, okay.
Right, okay.
Retake.
In France, with 2 days to go until the competition, Rebel Hugo's study plans are going downhill.
I think some other kids, some like spotty kids, might be like ruining their half term just to get to do really well in this.
Despite his parents' best efforts, Hugo's still confident he's already got all the answers.
Shouldn't you be reading your encyclopedia?
No, that's for twerps.
So what are you doing instead?
I'm doing a ski jump.
Excellent.
It's the second stage of Child Genius of the Year, and the families are arriving at the competition venue.
What is the speed of light?
For the last 2 weeks, these exceptional children, most of whom make up the top 0.1% of the population, have been coached by their eager parents.
6-7 hours a day, you know, she practices. She's brilliant. She's fantastic.
I had to make it clear to him that this is not a show for him to perform. Just get up there and answer the questions.
At this stage, we're going to concentrate, not to be eliminated.
There'll be 2 rounds. This afternoon, the competitors will be tested on memory recall, but first, it will be general knowledge.
We're going to be testing the children's general knowledge because it shows a level of awareness of the wider world. And one thing that you find with very bright children is that they do have an interest in everything that's going on around them.
There'll be some kids who, for the last 2 weeks, have done nothing but bury their head in the book.
But in one family, almost no work's been done, except in one specialist subject.
Do you think all the questions will be about trains and planes?
Yes.
I hope so.
At the end of the day, the 5 lowest scorers will leave the competition. But with an insatiable appetite for knowledge, 11-year-old Leo and his dad think he's a standout performer.
His recent teacher said to me, the thing about Leo is he's a bit like a sports car. He's very fast and has to have sort of special fuel, you know, might need tweaking quite often, but if you keep him going, if you keep him well maintained, the performance is incredible.
Can we have Leo to the podium, please?
Hello. I trust the £13,000 got safely to your secret Swiss bank account.
The competitors have 1 minute 45 seconds to answer a maximum of 15 general knowledge questions.
Which starts now. By what name is the constellation Ursa Major also known?
The Great Bear.
Correct. This is the flag of Germany, but what?
Berlin.
Correct.
And Leo is keen to make every second count.
Question. The UN is an international organisation of countries.
United Nations.
Correct. AU is the chemical symbol for which precious... What nationality was the astronomer Nicholas Copernicus who first proposed...
But forgetting there are only 15 questions, Leo is passing when he doesn't instantly know the answer.
Its capital.
Pass.
In which country is the active volcano Mount?
Pass.
What is the name of NASA's large...
Pass.
That's the end of your questions, Leo. And you've scored 5 points.
With 30 seconds still remaining on the clock, Leo's not run out of time, he's run out of questions. Despite his display of bravado, Leo knows his place in the competition is now in doubt. Dad Martin wants to know exactly what went wrong.
The chances are that I'm going to be out.
What happened in there? You did really well for the first half, and then you just started passing on everything. What happened? You knew some of them, Leo.
There was one which I knew, but I was just afraid to get it wrong because I didn't know how much time left.
That is not very good strategy.
If I
you
could
know an
just
answer,
got one
to
more
not say
point.
it. I've asked you the one about Tokyo.
Which one about Tokyo?
Where's Mount Fuji?
Yeah.
I've asked you that and you got it right. He knows some of those things. I mean, he's known them for some time. So I don't know, he went to pieces slightly.
It's the turn of Oscar, please.
9-year-old maths prodigy Oscar cruised through the first stage of the competition. But the unfamiliar world of general knowledge is a source of anxiety for both his parents and him.
There would be, say, a few questions I wouldn't be able to answer, but I'm just going to do my best.
Start the clock. Which metal, also known as quicksilver...
Mercury.
Correct. Which famous charter was sealed by King John at Runnymede?
Magna Carta.
Correct. Which ocean is the smallest of the...
Arctic.
Correct.
Despite his parents' concerns, Oscar is managing to answer the questions at a remarkable speed.
Which Polish-born French chemist was famed for her
Marie
work?
Curie.
Correct. Which organisation has the motto Citius
Olympics?
Altius? Correct. That's the end of your questions, Oscar. You have scored 12 points.
Oscar has got a near-perfect score.
Very good score. Catherine, can Catherine come up to the podium? Welcome to you, Catherine.
The general knowledge questions may be difficult.
Which Greek mathematician and inventor is famous for defining the principle of the lever?
But the bar is being set high.
Archimedes?
Absolutely right. The D-Day landings on the 6th of June 1944 were on the beaches...
Omaha.
Correct. In physics, what is it called when light crosses the boundary between two...
Fraction.
Correct. Very well done.
Rebellious Hugo has his work cut out if he's going to match up. And he's done barely any preparation, even ditching his encyclopedia for a book he finds much more his speed.
Hi.
What book are you devouring?
Traction recognition. That encyclopedia is such a loser. Where is the encyclopedia? And we left it in the car. And let me just lose it to it.
He's naturally clever. He doesn't swat at anything. He likes the kudos of finishing first. I'm fast at it. I'm not just good, I'm fast.
If Hugo can come up. Your time starts now.
All Hugo's parents can do is watch and hope.
Occupying about a third of the surface of the globe, what is
Pacific.
Correct. In which year was Alexander Graham Bell?
1876.
Correct. What name is given to molten rock when it is underground?
Magma.
Correct. Where in the world would you find Mecca?
Saudi Arabia.
Correct. Broccoli, Brussels sprouts and cauliflower are all descended from which wild vegetable?
Wild cabbage.
Correct. In which country is the largest winter carnival?
Pass.
And that's the end of your questions, Hugo. You did very well indeed, and you scored a total of 12 points.
You're brilliant. I'm like nervous.
Having done virtually no work, Hugo, along with Oscar, has got the highest score in this round. For Hugo's parents, his triumph is a mixed blessing.
This will probably backfire in years to come because he got a lot of points there for not much work, so he'll probably now assume that he can continue this strategy in life.
It wasn't extremely easy, but I did know most of the answers, apart from one that I passed on. Where is the Winter Carnival held? And I passed on it, and it should have been Quebec, which is in Canada. Just typical.
Hugo's parents are now wondering what his next move will be.
He'll definitely have a strategy for this afternoon. Definitely, now he's got such a high score.
The competitors for the title Child Genius of the Year are about to face the ultimate test of their memory skills. With the 5 lowest scorers leaving at the end of the round, the pressure is on for the children and their parents.
Anything could happen with this sort of competitions. Those who make least mistakes will survive.
It's like, don't get something wrong, because if you do, that's it.
I'm confident, but not 100%.
Each child will be given a separate, randomly shuffled pack of playing cards. They will then have to remember the correct order of their own pack. For the average adult, it's difficult to remember a sequence of more than around 7 cards.
We're doing this to look at long-term memory and the speed with which the children can retrieve them.
Overseeing this round alongside Mensa is world memory champion Jonathan Hancock.
Because memory plays such an important role in so many aspects of intelligence, this is a really good classic test. Gets to the core of memory skills.
For the last 2 weeks, the children have been developing their own techniques for remembering as many cards of a shuffled pack as possible.
6 of clubs and Kwan.
This is a system that I've devised with Dad to help me memorise cards. 2 of clubs is coin, and we also have a system so that at the end of every letter it has each number.
Is it working? How many cards can you remember?
I once managed to remember half a pack.
The memory round is about to start. To prepare, in strict silence, each competitor has exactly 1 hour to memorize the order of their own specific pack of 52 cards.
Sieve. So there's a sieve after Desperate Dan.
All the competitors are knuckling down. But 45 minutes into the prep, Hugo's confident he's done enough. He's becoming bored and restless.
You have 5 minutes more. I have something around it. I have 15 minutes more. You have 25.
And he's disturbing the other children.
He's only done the card practice once.
Once.
Literally once.
He didn't even know what clubs was, did he? Plus the fact he doesn't really have an interest in it, because he'll say, well, what is the point of this? You know, I mean, the chap in there who can do all 5 sets of playing cards, you know, I mean, the first thing Hugo will say is, well, yeah, but what point is that? I bet he doesn't have a girlfriend.
50. Let's go to 100. Doesn't work.
Seriously? Guys, okay. It's unfair. You're talking so much that we can't concentrate. Yes. None of us can.
Leo has decided to alert the competition invigilator to Hugo's disruptive behaviour.
All stay nice and quiet and focus on our own cards.
As the parents file into the auditorium, Hugo's antics haven't gone down well.
Someone was quite irritating, shouted a lot, span around on his chair shouting things, and I couldn't concentrate.
Hugo's distractions have proved too much for 10-year-old Rosa Maria, who now can't remember her card order.
Rosa, it doesn't matter. If you do 3 only, we'll be happy. It's okay. And if you can't do anything, it's nothing, Rosa. It's okay.
This is what she was telling me. Mommy, at home, I can do it. I can do it. But I don't know what's going on now. I can't remember anything. She can't even remember 1 card. And at home, she can do it.
Under the guidance of Mum Paulette, Rosa Maria could remember as many as half a pack of cards at home, having spent 2 weeks prepping.
What do you like if you fail at something?
I don't like it.
Does it happen often?
No.
Never.
If Rosa Maria recites one card in the wrong order, it's the end of her turn.
Starts now.
Ace, heart, 10 diamond, ace, club, 8...
With Mum Paulette waiting anxiously outside, the pressure is showing.
King, spade, 7, heart. That.
Do you want to stop? You want to stop now? Okay. You did get 6 cards in the correct order.
6 cards is not enough. Rosa Maria is out of the competition.
You've done very good, believe me. Believe me, Rosa, you've done very good. Look, so many people couldn't stand here.
She's done very well, Didi, but it's okay, you know. And those are days we won't forget this experience, yeah, Rosa?
Yeah.
Are you going to forget it?
No.
We'll never forget it for whole her life. It's a good experience.
Up next is Rosa Maria's nemesis, Hugo. Having blitzed the first round, he's now gambling on remembering just 10 cards to get through.
Your 5 minutes begins now.
9 of hearts, 6 of hearts, 6 of spades, 5 of diamonds, 2 of spades, 10 of spades.
But 6 cards in, Hugo's gamble might not be paying off.
Seven of clubs, 8 of hearts.
Amazingly,
6 of diamonds,
Hugo turns it round.
Ace of spades, 9 of spades.
Hugo, I'm sorry. The 9 of spades was a wrong card, but you did identify 12 cards in the correct order. You may leave the podium and go back outside.
12 cards is enough to get Hugo through to the next stage of the competition.
I think I did as well as I needed to kind of like satisfy myself as well as have a good shot at getting through.
Do you think you're a child genius, Hugo?
No offence, but yeah.
Against the odds, 9-year-old maths prodigy Oscar aced the general knowledge round. Now Mum Natasha hopes his maths skills will help him shine.
He's very logical. He likes solving puzzles and working out how everything fits together. I like that stuff too. It feels nice when you work out a puzzle.
Oscar, your 5 minutes begins now.
2 of diamonds, 6 of diamonds, 3 of hearts, 9 of spades, king of diamonds, ace of clubs, ace of diamonds, 7 of spades, 10 of
Oscar is surprising the crowd, having already racked up 10 cards. And Oscar has a card up his sleeve. Since the age of 6, he's been turning heads in the world of bridge.
I've been playing for quite a few years, and the speed at which his brain works is amazing.
Absolutely brilliant.
Bridge is a complex mathematical game, requiring high levels of card memory recall.
I must be nearly driving him mad from the stupid mistakes that I make. Do you think I'm talking nonsense, Molly?
No, might be absolutely brilliant.
Nine of clubs.
It looks like Oscar's been spending his nights wisely. So far, he's got over 30 cards right.
6 of hearts. 3 of spades. 2 of hearts. 9 of hearts. 4 of spades. 4 of diamonds, 8 of hearts, 10 of hearts.
At 42, just 10 away for the perfect score, the pressure is taking its toll.
You can relax, Oscar, because you identified in the correct order the whole pack, 52 cards.
I feel really excited, but I somehow still feel nervous just because it's quite frightening there. I still kind of feel it.
Many of the competitors are hoping to excel in this rigorous test of their memory powers.
How many can you do? I can do 30 in 30 in half an hour.
The thing about competition, never say never. You know nothing until you see the end.
Under strict instructions from Dad Terence, Long Yin has a target of remembering exactly 30 cards.
The King of Hearts, the 3 of Hearts,
And 2 minutes into the round,
the 5 of Spades.
You identified 30 cards correctly.
it's another textbook performance, with Long Yin safely through.
I knew I was going to be nervous, and I was. I knew that I was going to be able to remember all 30, and I did, but I knew that I would be under pressure, and I was. So, everything went predictably.
It's a shaky start for Catherine.
Am I allowed to pass on this one?
No, you can't pass.
9 of clubs, Queen of Hearts, Jack.
But she proves once again to her mum that she's got what it takes.
That was a fantastic effort, and you actually got 23 cards in the correct order.
And under 12 World Scrabble champion Trinity.
Jack of Hearts, 8 of Spades, 5 of Diamonds,
Joins Oscar at the top with a perfect score.
2 of Spades.
You recounted 52 cards correctly.
The Queen, a Fez, a Diamond. Queen, Fez, Diamond.
Despite having one of the top IQs in the country,
Dosh, Dan, Civ.
a low-scoring round this morning has meant Leo's chances of remaining in the competition hang in the balance.
Can you please wish me luck? Thank you.
Dad Martin hopes Leo remains focused enough to see him through.
Leo is very curious, very independent. I have a picture on the wall through there of Leo taken when he was about 4, and you can see him. His legs are planted apart and his arms are like that, and he's looking out into the world. He's engaged. He's completely confident of himself. That's how I still see him.
The pressure's on. Leo needs 18 cards to get through to the next stage.
Welcome back, Leo.
Hello.
Your 5 minutes begins now.
Five of clubs. 4 of hearts. Nine of hearts.
Give him a round of applause. Very well done.
12 cards is not enough for Leo to remain in the competition. For parents Martin and Penny, it's been a formative experience.
He likes to win. He likes to shine. He likes to be admired. That's all that theatrical aspect of him. But he's also beginning to understand now that he doesn't automatically do everything well, and that some hard work is involved.
It doesn't matter how clever or not so clever you are. It depends how you use it and if you actually use it.
Science. I think he'd make a good barrister or lawyer. You know, I've always hoped that he'd be a great sort of civil rights lawyer and help people. But I think what he really wants to do is run Sony or Coca-Cola.
Too true!
You little cancers!
Next time.
Check.
It's tough for parents.
He shouted, "Oh my God, longing. We thought we were losing him."
As the child geniuses strive for independence.
This is my first 24 hours away from my parents.
The competition goes up a level in the spelling round.
Your word is pediculicide.
Only 6 will make it through to the final.
I'm going to beat them.
And for some, it's crisis point.
I've reached the end of my tether.
4's mating season continues tonight, 10:35 and Dawn